What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's episode 4 of the Slide Job Podcast,
Mhm.
and we're at Pocono this past weekend, and man, there was a lot of stuff to talk about this time. From big red flag crash in the truck race
Mhm.
to Denny Hamlin just kind of being Denny Hamlin. We'll definitely touch on that a little bit later in the podcast. Definitely want to. We're gonna have a long conversation about that. As you can see, the hat. We're gonna have a long conversation about that, Denny. Um, yeah, Pocono. Pocono always. It's been one of those tracks that hasn't really previously wasn't the greatest track to watch. Didn't have a whole lot of great racing, but the past few years, it's been a great time. Pocono's been great racing, great battles. It's definitely one of those kind of coming back to life tracks with the packages and everything.
Yeah.
Break clean 150 truck race. I mean, Sanchez, Garcia, specifically Jake Garcia, him being up there qualifying second.
Mhm.
I watched the qualifying, and when he went up to the top of the board, I looked at my screen. I looked at my phone. I was like, "Huh? Where did where did that come from?"
Mhm.
And then, of course, Sanchez just blows him out of the water.
Yeah.
He was 2 tenths faster.
I think.
Yeah, it's
T-
209.
I will. You too.
Yeah, I mean, practice. It pretty much looked like it was just going to be the Kyle Busch show.
Yeah.
But then he got loose in qualifying off of turn one, and
Yeah.
that pretty much just ruined his chance of a good start.
Yeah.
Got Rajah Caruth starting set. Him starting seventh. I want nothing but the best for the dude because he's got a ton of talent. He's fast all the time.
Yeah.
He just has no luck at all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. I think Raja's time will come. It's just a matter of when.
yeah, I mean, he's definitely got the talent to win. He's got speed to win. The trucks are good. But it's just he's gonna have to. He just has to piece it all together. It's kind of like Sanchez. Sanchez, it seems like he just needs to put a whole race together. I mean, he did put a whole race together at Texas,
Yeah. I still
but
feel bad for him that
I,
day.
I feel I feel bad for Sanchez for
Yeah.
that. But I mean, kind of threw a late block, and Carson was like, I don't think so.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't lifting.
No, it's we're here fighting for the win here. Nah, not lifting for you, man.
Yeah.
Grace, I mean, it was the Zane Smith show for the first two stages. I honestly just thought he was just gonna run away with it.
Yeah. You also had
But
Kyle
then,
Busch coming up. Yeah. Also had Kyle Busch coming up through the field too.
yeah, it seemed like Kyle just it was almost like he just couldn't piece together enough laps. He was doing good, but I mean, starting 12th, he was gonna it was gonna take him forever to get up through the field anyway.
Yeah.
It's always so hard to pass at Pocono, so he was gonna run into that problem regardless.
Mhm.
Start of the race. I mean, other than Jake Garcia up at the front, I mean Chase Purdy starting 10th. Hayden Honeycutt in 17th.
Yeah, in a fourth niche truck. He didn't get the finish he deserved.
No, I didn't. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Interesting that they had Majeski and Eckes starting so far back.
Oh yeah. Because I think because Majeski lost a tie on his qualifying lap,
Yeah.
and Eckes had a mechanical problem, so he couldn't get out on the track to make his qualifying lap.
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't even make an attempt at a lap.
Yeah.
And then you have the old man himself not making races, 7 seconds off the pace. You know, I like seeing him try to make races, but the races that he does make, he's just in the way. I feel bad for him. I know he wants to just try. He wants to try and race, but I mean, you got to know when to hang it up, man. Like, you know, 7 seconds off the pace. He was 20 mile an hour slower. That's like, I like Norm. I think he's a good dude, but man, he's just got to hang it up, or at least stay in Xfinity, or not Xfinity, Arca. I don't even think he's that good in Arca, if I remember correctly. I think he's kind of back there too.
Yeah, I don't keep up with Orca, so
I don't keep up with Arca that much either. I just kind of like pay attention to where Frankie Muniz is placing.
yeah.
You had Tanner Gray, Ep.4.
Yeah.
It was a hard hit.
Yeah.
He gets loose off of turn one and that same spot, and he caught. I think he caught the the access road there. And he caught it right before the opening. I
Yeah.
think.
I think either that or he missed that wall and then he hit the other one.
No, he actually he caught it right after the end of that wall. Caught it at the angle there. Yeah, I have the replay in the background.
But
Man,
to me, for some reason, when he did his interview, he sounded like Jimmy Johnson. Like he gave me that Jimmy Johnson feel, the way he talked, his voice.
I
I
could
don't know.
see that. I could definitely see that.
He just seemed like to me. He just looked like looked and sounded like a younger Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, it definitely gave me that kind of vibe. And yeah, I mean, Zane Smith getting both stages, not really shocking. And you had the Jake Garcia spin, Jake Garcia and Sanchez.
Yeah,
Sanchez just got loose into turn one, and Garcia was just in the wrong place at the wrong time,
yeah,
up above him, and there was nowhere he could go. I mean, it sucks for Jake. Jake's really shown a lot of talent, a lot of speed. So is Sanchez. I mean, that was his fourth pole of the season. So I would like to see both of them, get the success that they both probably deserve at this point.
hmm yeah. I think Jake was not happy with Nick after that crash.
I mean, I can understand it. It's one of those incidents where could it have been avoided? Probably, but at the same time, it's not like he did it intentionally. He got loose. He was sideways, and the rear of the truck was the part that hit Garcia. You know,
Yeah,
Not really a whole lot that Garcia could have done. Not really a whole lot that Sanchez could have done. It's just, kind of one of those racing incidents.
yeah. I think Jake called it as him Nick going over his head. He keeps going, just sending it and not having any thought of what to do next.
Yeah, I saw that, and I mean, I do kind of see it. He's definitely had a few of those moments where he's gone in over his head and kind of caused some garbage on the track. But I mean, he's a rookie. They're both rookies, so
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
yeah.
I think you have the big one off of one. I think there was Kosovar. I mean, everyone. That's kind of one of those where it's like perspective kind of an issue.
Hmm.
Did he get loose? Did he not get loose? But he came up and got into Gralla, and then Gralla hit Kligerman, and everyone just started wrecking.
Hmm.
Kosovar, Gralla, Kligerman, Friesen, Stefan Parsons, Hosevar, Hosevar, Austin Hill, Wallace Allen, Zane, Ross, bunch of people involved. 13-minute red flag, which was not something that I was expecting at Pocono. It's definitely one of those things that you don't really see a whole lot of, especially at Pocono. And stage three, I mean, Corey Heim, I don't know where he came from. I don't know what happened there, but man, he had such a fast truck.
He's always been fast.
Oh yeah, he's always been fast. It was just one of those things. Damn, where did he come from?
Hmm.
But I really got to say that last lap battle,
Hmm.
you kind of knew that Kyle was going to make a really bold move.
Hmm.
I thought he was going to try it into turn one, and when I
Yeah,
saw him kind of back up the corner into one to get a good run off, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's coming now. It's coming in the
yeah,
tunnel. The
yeah,
tunnel is where he's going to shove it in, and I'm shocked that he kept it as clean as he did.
yeah,
But I mean, that's one of those I'm going to beat you. You're just going to have to settle
yeah,
moves going in there.
yeah,
That was an awesome move that he made.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, win number 100 for KBM, and it's
Mhm.
kind of fitting that Kyle gets that one.
Yeah, I knew from a while ago when they got the 99th win. I was like, Cowboys is gonna get the 100th win. Like, there's no way.
Yeah,
There's no
uh,
way.
which I think it was
And that's no
Evans.
disrespect. That's no disrespect to all the drivers that he's had. William Bowen, Chase Putty, Jack Wood. There's no disrespect to them. It's just from what I've seen. Anytime Cowboys is in the race, he performs. He shows what that truck can do,
Yeah,
and it's up to the other drivers to learn from that and try to apply it to their own racecraft and tr- try and make themselves better too.
I wonder if they would consider Sanchez winning a win for KBM, because I mean
Mhm.
it's basically a KBM truck,
Yeah, it's technically a KBM truck, but
but it's Rev Racing,
yeah,
so
it's Rev Racing. So I think the win will go to Rev Racing rather than KBM.
right. Taylor Gray with solid third.
I thought he was going to steal it there at the end.
I thought he had a shot at it. I mean, you had Christopher Bell. I mean, he was like nowhere all race, and then at the end, he was there.
Yeah.
I think the because of the playoff bubble and the battle that's going on there. I mean, you had the Benedetto getting third in stage one,
Hmm.
Stuart Friesen getting ninth, and then Friesen got second in stage two, but the Benedetto got fourth in stage two.
Hmm.
And honestly, like the Benedetto was moving. most of the race, and I'm like, he might honestly have a shot at this.
Yeah,
I think they wound up pitting later in the race and lost a bunch of track position. He came home 10th. I mean, still a good finish. And with Friesen in the wreck, you know, Friesen getting 32nd, I mean, huge points for Benedetto.
yeah.
Let's take a look at that at standings.
It's like the little engine that could.
Right.
I mean, it ain't official yet, but if he has a sideways at Richmond, he makes the playoffs. I think that's just a win as a team as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's basically just a battle between Friesen and Crafton. I mean, the Benedetto would really need to have he would need to have a terrible race. He's 31 up on the cut line. He would really need a terrible race if to not make the playoffs.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting because I don't know. I mean, it's Richmond, so Friesen's good at the short tracks,
so is the Benedetto.
right? So that's one of those. And I mean, Crafton is just solid everywhere. It doesn't
Yeah,
really matter where you race. Crafton's going to finish, 8th to 15th, somewhere around there, 90% of the races. Because he has 5 top 10s and 1 top 5. Man,
yeah,
that's terrible. Friesen's 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Probably all of his top 5s are all of his top 10s.
yeah.
But the Benedetto 1 top 5, 9 top 10s. He's just been just solid all
Mm-hmm.
season.
Yeah. And
It's gonna be
I think they're on a streak of like 3, 4, 5 top tens in a row. I think.
yeah. They've had. I think they were talking about that in the during the truck race that they've been on a roll. It's going to be interesting because I mean, with the point battle being Crafton and Friesen, 9
Yeah.
points is easily made up.
Hmm.
One stage, and Friesen could knock him out.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Richmond. The point battle there is going to make it real interesting.
Yeah. It's also my home track too, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have to wait until I have to wait until Daytona. I might be going to the 500 next year. I'm not sure yet. It's kind of a to be determined type of deal. But yeah, on to the Xfinity race, and I have some opinions. They may not be popular opinions, but this was another one that really didn't have a whole lot going on because you
You had
had
you had Josh Berry dominating the race at the beginning.
yeah, Berry getting the pole. I, I'm a big fan of Josh Berry. Berry. I mean, Mozak starting fourth was kind of a shock.
Not really. I knew he had the talent. if you give him a good car, he can show what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the talent. It's one of those tracks where Pocono seems to be the one that eats up rookies, but he handled it real good, and I was impressed.
Yeah,
The thing that I think you touched on it, or maybe it wasn't you, and maybe it was like TL or someone that touched on it, but junior motorsports starting first, seventh, eighth, and ninth, which coincidentally is the numbers of their cars.
yeah. I actually did not know that.
It was one of those things where I looked at it and I was like, "Wait a minute, what? That's weird." It looks like Mozak with the great save on lap 14.
Yeah,
I thought he was wrecking that.
yeah,
Uh, Jeffrey Earnhardt losing a tire, 27. It stayed green. There was no caution for it. He
yeah,
got the pit road and everything.
yeah,
And then the the wreck on the restart. Yeah, Kligerman. He said that the his car jumped out of gear
oh yeah,
and it dropped. He dropped anchor, and
yeah,
Custer and John Hunter got in it. And that was pretty much it for them that race. They were done after that.
yeah. Klingerman had a struggle, struggle, yeah, struggle, tough time trying to get into third gear.
Yeah, I mean when they went into the in car, you could hear it jump out of gear when they went into the in car.
I mean, you can see it too.
Oh yeah, you can see his hand move, the whole thing jumped. Yeah, it was kind of like John Hunter came down a little because he noticed that it was happening, and I mean when he came down, he, there was I think it was it Smith? I think it was. Yeah, because they were going so slow, they took a three wide, and Sammy Smith was on his inside, and when he came up, Sammy caught his left rear, and that turned him into Custer, and then they both that was it for both of them.
Yeah,
And Suarez bleeding at one point, which was pretty.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I think it was a team strategy from the team because I think they were planning it as trying to get the 11 car to win because they were gonna try. I think they put Swords on two tires on purpose, just to I think on purpose to help the 11 car win the race at the end. That was what the plan. That's what they heard on. I got from the team radio.
Ah, see, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, so I think it was a team plan for Suarez to take two tires, and then Hemrick have four and try to get the 11 car to win.
Hmm,
That's what I got from the radio. I think it was the 11 from Hemrick.
interesting. Uh, Casgrala spun out, but they let it keep going. Justin Allgaier, he said saying that the sun was in his eyes and he couldn't see coming
Yeah,
off of turn two. And I mean, Joey Gase was going really slow off of turn two. Like he had some kind of big issue in the
yeah,
tunnel. I, I mean, Justin caught him super fast.
hmm,
I don't even think even if the sun's in his eye, not in his eyes, he's probably not avoiding him.
yeah,
Mozak, I think Mozak got loose going into the tunnel turn. if I remember correctly.
It looked like
Got
to
in the
me.
wall.
Yeah, it looked like to me he. I thought he lost a tire. Just the way he
It could
went
have been.
into. Just like the way when he went into the corner.
Yeah, it definitely could have been that he got in there and lost the tire. The final lap, I mean, Barry, he made all the contact and then he blew a tire going into the tunnel.
Yeah.
In no way should should Austin Hill have won that race. No, there's no way he should have won that race.
Yeah, because that was Josh Berry's race to lose at that point.
And I think if Barry doesn't come up and hit Mayer, I think Mayer might have won that race.
Yeah.
That's one of those moments that Barry just has to realize, like, yeah, you don't have a win yet. I don't think yet.
No, he hasn't.
You know, yeah, a win will lock you in, but he's solidly in the playoffs.
Yeah, on points right now. I think he's like at least 100 above the cutoff line.
Yeah, he's got to be at least 100 above the cutoff. That's one of those, your teammate has never won a race, so
Mhm.
let him dive it into turn two and see if he can make it happen. It's it's unfortunate, Barry should have won.
Mhm.
Mayer had a good chance to win, but instead Austin Hill backs his way into another one. I don't like Austin Hill. Think he's just kind of a prick. Just being honest, he's just kind of a prick. First time that Barry won both stages in a race.
Mhm.
Case getting third by just sheer dumb luck.
Yeah.
Kligerman got eighth, got ninth, which I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I mean, not too many surprises really. I guess Alfredo 13th, Ty Dillon 14th. Those are kind of surprises because Ty Dillon sucks. Anthony Alfredo, he's got the talent. He just doesn't have the car.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that nobody is taking a chance on him. I mean, he did go to RCR part time 2020, but after that, he's been in subpar equipment.
Yeah, it's kind of sad for him because I think he's got plenty of talent to be able to do good. Brett Moffitt, he continues to outperform that car too.
Yeah,
He finished eighth.
that is technically a Stuart Haas car in a way.
Yeah, but that's kind of technically a Stewart Haas car, the same way that Wood Brothers is technically a Penske car. It's not really the same equipment
Yeah.
because let's be honest, the Wood Brothers cars are not even close to as good as the Penske cars. Yeah, pretty much it for the Xfinity race. We could go in and check the standings.
I don't think it changed much. I think Wiley Hope still has like at least a 16, 17 point lead over Klinger on the cutoff line, something like that.
Uh, Riley is 26 above.
So I think he gained points.
He's 26 above.
Yeah, because I think it was like 20 above before.
Moffitt's 49 back. They still have quite a few races left.
Yeah, Moffitt, I think in the past few races gained a ton of points on the cutoff line.
Yeah, he has been doing really good. Yeah, Mayer, he's 78 above the cut line. I think he's
Mm,
pretty solid in there.
yeah.
Berry's 110 over above.
Hmm.
Forgot that Jeb won a race.
Yeah, he won Talladega.
Forgot about. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. That one's not as close, but there's also more races left. There's also a lot more races left. I mean,
Yeah.
they have the most races before the playoffs than any of them. Because I'm pretty sure they have like 6 or 7 races before they start their playoffs, and Cup only has like 5.
Oh, for Cup they have 10 races in their playoffs.
Well, I'm saying till the playoffs.
Yeah, Cup has 5 races. Xfinity I think has 8.
Is it 8? I thought it was either 7 or 8, and then
It-
truck
it-
is
yeah,
truck is
it's 8.
this week.
Yeah, it's 8 for Xfinity because they have 3 extra races that Cup runs playoffs.
Oh man, this is the one that I really like. I've been waiting for but dreading. Just take a deep breath. Byron getting the pole. Honestly, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, he did have a less lap on his tires.
That is true. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, because apparently NASCAR had a rule. Well, apparently I didn't know that you can change the tires on your car. If you want to do a reborn in qualifying.
Yeah, if you have to rerun, you can that they allow you to change your tires, which I'll take it. I'm taking fresh tires all the way.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no real surprises up at in qualifying. I mean, Corey LaJoy, 12th.
yeah,
That that's kind of a surprise, but we all know Corey LaJoy has the talent.
yeah. Well, I mean,
And
Austin Cindric was in there too.
yeah, I mean, Cindric has talent though.
He hasn't shown it this year,
No, not this year. He's definitely in the sophomore slump.
and I think Bubba was 10th. Yeah, he didn't complete his lap because he hit the wall for turn one.
Yeah, yeah, he did not complete his lap.
Yeah, because as soon as he hit the wall, he was like, "Yep, it's over."
Yeah, pretty much. He kind of just gave it up at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, uh, Gillen spun, Elliott spun.
they were the only
Elliott
two
is
spins in qualifying.
Elliott is really just. I don't think it's happening. The more races that go by, the less and less I think it's happening.
I still think he's gonna find his way in there. I had him writing off. I had him written off, but then I was like, some tells me he's gonna sneak his way in somehow, some way,
The only way that happens is if he wins Watkins Glen.
or Daytona.
I think the only I think the in my opinion, I think the person that's going to win Daytona is probably the only person that Mickey Mouses their way into the playoffs every season. Austin Dillon. I don't know how he does it, but he always waits until the very last race, and then wow, holy crap! Now we have speed, and then he's out the first round anyway. So yeah, Yaley spinning on lap 5, big shocker.
Yeah,
Kyle having think he had a tire going down. LaJoy had a tire going down after he hit made contact with the wall.
Yeah.
Logano, stage one. I thought Logano was gonna be a force to be reckoned with, and at Pocono, but Michael McDowell had other plans. And I honestly, when that happened, I honestly thought it was Denny because there was like 5 green cars literally all in the same spot. Could not
Yeah.
tell which one was Denny or not.
Well, Denny's car was more like a
It,
turquoise color.
yeah, his was a little lighter, and I just couldn't see it. Like I couldn't tell which car was which.
Yeah, I was like, Hamlin wasn't even close to the incident.
I I do like the fact that Suarez brought up an interesting point. The 2 cars that were on his outside that made contact with him are the only 2 cars fighting for that playoff bubble spot. And that was interesting. That was an interesting little statement that he made, and it's like, "Hmm, that's kind of interesting."
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said that in the, interview after he got, after he was cleared from the infield care center, and, he said that he was back there with the squirrels,
Oh yeah,
and, I mean,
I remember him saying that.
yeah, that was the second caution in the race because, first one
Yeah.
was JJ. Byron Byron had a good, definitely had a good car. Byron is the Austin Dillon getting kind of punted by BJ.
Yeah, BJ just drove straight up the track.
Oh, he just cleared him out.
Yeah.
That was that was pretty.
I was
Can't
like,
even.
BJ, I was like, BJ, what are you doing, man?
uh, I don't care. Take out Austin. He's not that. It's a waste of the 3 car. Then that was a caution. It came back to green, and yeah, Christopher Bell just kind of dumped Larson. There's not really much of a way to look at it other than that. He just into Larson and dumped him. He apologized for it, but I mean, you can apologize all you want. You hit him like 4 times going into the corner, so you clearly were trying to move him. I get it. It was on a restart and everything, and contact is going to happen, especially with how they fan out all over the track, and then they try to come back into a line that's only 3 cars wide, and they're like 6 cars wide going into the corner.
Hmm.
But I mean, at the same time, a little bit more awareness would have been nice for that one. And I don't have anything against Christopher Bell. I like Bell. I think he's a great driver. He's going to be a future champion.
Hmm.
And you keep going.
Then I think after that was like the third wreck they had in a row, and then I think they finally got going after that.
Yeah, they finally started to get going in stage two,
I was like,
and
please just make it a turn two. For the love of God, just please go to turn two.
that's like it was one of those. That was one of those moments of like even the trucks kept it clean for the most part.
Yeah.
You guys are the top series, best of the best, and you guys are racing like truck series drivers. At that point, I was almost to the point of saying that they were racing like ARCA drivers. It was just stupidity nonstop. And then to end stage two, you had the karma, Bell spinning by himself, and
Mhm.
Larson winning the stage. I mean, Cliff Daniels is literally a modern day champ. He's unreal with how he can turn that team and turn that race around. Going from spinning at the start of the stage to winning the stage.
Yeah, and when the caution came out, he was pitting.
When he was coming off turn 3 to come into the pitch, it
Yeah,
was the car was stumbling.
yeah,
Like he was that close to
yeah,
being out of gas.
yeah. I was like, he's probably not gonna make it all the way around on the pace laps.
I told Dylan, I was like, He's not making it. There's no way he's making it. I can't see him making it." And when he made it, I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you. Thank you." And stage 3, I mean, Blaney, he had I think it was the transmission issue.
A drivetrain.
Oh, drivetrain. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was bad because I mean, seemed like he was really fast, and then all of a sudden it just like he was gone. There was no
Yeah,
like he went from second to 12th in a lap,
yeah.
and then man, the silver spoon just keeps getting worse. Austin Dillon. I mean, I don't really think there's any other way to look at it other than Austin Dillon came down into Reddick and
Yeah.
basically wrecked himself, and then gives all of us the worst helmet throw in the history of helmet throws. He threw his helmet and it didn't go 10 feet. And with how he threw it, it looked like that thing was going to be a missile. And then it just went right down the end. Like, what was the point, my guy? And it was your fault anyway.
He's sending a message.
He sent a message to turn 1. That's about all he sent a message to because he missed everything. He didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. Uh, Truex. I mean, whatever they're doing, it's they're fast every single race. Briscoe wrecking from 30th.
He got dumped by Ty Dillon.
Yeah, that one definitely seemed intentional.
It looked intentional because apparently they had a scuffle early in the race, but it really wasn't caught on camera.
I mean, they're both shitters at the back of the pack anyway, so. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Briscoe, like Briscoe had nothing already. He was garbage already.
Yeah.
And I mean, JJ Yaley had a faster lap in that race than he did by 2 tenths. I'm sorry, Chase, but if JJ Yaley can run 2 tenths faster than you are not that good.
It's more the car than anything.
Well, SHR is just not
Yeah.
good.
Except Kevin Harvick.
Well, I mean, that's just Kevin Harvick, though. I mean, Kevin Harvick is always going to be that good. And then you had the two tire stop from Larson and Denny. I think Bowman took 2 as well.
Yeah, I think he did take two.
And then you had Denny packing the air on the back of Bowman,
Hmm.
and Haley wrecking into in turn 3 or in turn 2.
Yeah.
But the bigger the bigger issue at hand here is Denny Hamlin. So, I mean, there seems to be this gigantic split of, people that say that Larson races people like garbage, which, I mean, other than some racing incidents, like Auto Club, the spotter thing. I mean, let's be honest here. Chase had such a big run. The spotter didn't have enough time. And the spotter admitted, he's like, I dropped the ball on that one. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's not on Larson. Larson was just trying to pull away from the side draft. He had no idea that Chase was even out there.
Yeah.
And Watkins Glen, I mean, come on now. There's like what, 2 laps to go?
5 to go at that point.
Like, we're coming down to the end of the race. They're both fighting for a win, and he didn't do anything super out of line
Yeah.
because it's not like he sent him way off the track. Everybody was off the track like that.
Yeah.
He just made a little bit of contact with them, and they bumped into each other.
Mhm.
And then Chase was the one that screwed the rest of his race after that. He
Yeah.
can't blame Larson for how he finished. If he would have made it through the S's, fine. He would have finished second,
Mhm.
or at least he, he probably could have won the race. But he screwed himself. You know, all these other, like Denny Hamlin saying that he does it to me all the time. Uh, what races are you in, Denny? That he's doing that, because twice this year,
Yeah.
2 times,
Yeah.
you've kind of wrecked Larson for the win. I mean, Kansas,
Yeah.
that's more of a racing deal. Even
Yeah.
though, I mean, he still did hit him in the left rear and turn him into the wall.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sorry, what? I understand that Larson is a little bit of an aggressive driver sometimes,
Mhm.
but I mean, you kind of have to balance the aggression. There's certain passes that you make that you kind of have to be a little bit more aggressive. You know, Denny just kind of talks out of his ass, and the facts don't really back that up. And this instance, it was basically the same thing that he did to Ross last season. Although this one was, I think, a lot more egregious than what he did last season.
Yeah. What he did to Wass last year at Pocono, Wass had that coming because
Oh, Ross deserved it.
yeah, I think twice at that point he had gotten into Hamlin for no reason. Well, Atlanta, no reason. Gateway, I think he was just fed up, so he just tried to move him out of the way, but he moved him further than he intended to.
Oh yeah, at Gateway, Denny was blocking for like 15 laps, and Ross was like, "I'm done. I don't care. Get out of
Yeah.
my way."
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't really fault Ross for that one.
Hmm.
And Atlanta, I mean, I don't know what he did at Atlanta. I don't understand what he was doing, but he
Yeah.
just, like, it didn't look like he got loose or anything. He just went, and that
Yeah.
was it.
He just hit him in the left rear.
Hey, this one, like, first of all, Larson didn't do shit to you. Nothing. He raced you guys clean the whole time.
Hmm.
So, and then, you have Denny, who him and Harvick were racing earlier in the race. Harvick did nothing wrong, and Denny
Hmm.
doored the hell out of Harvick to get around him,
Yeah.
and then cried and complained over the radio that Harvick was the problem. It's like, where was he the problem? And Bowman, look, I understand that you didn't touch him, but if you're just going to discredit the whole arrow thing, then you're the problem. It's a racing incident
Yeah.
through and through, but don't act like you had nothing to do with it, dude. Come on now. And then just dive it. You go down into turn one, and like when he went down into turn one, I'm like, okay, all right. And then I watch him just keep coming up and up and up and
Yeah.
up, and then everyone could plainly see that they were literally making contact,
Yeah.
and he hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like you can see in the in car, both cars, the hood flaps are flapping like crazy.
Yeah.
That usually indicates contact.
Hmm.
And he hit him pretty hard and just throwed him into the wall.
Yeah.
And then to it's I'm really happy that Larson finally did something. I really wish he would have hit him harder because he should have. I would if look, I'm sorry, but if I'm Larson, I'm putting him in the wall.
I don't think Lawson ever touched him after that.
Oh, he did. Because when they
No.
came back to the caution, he doored him on the
Oh,
front stretch.
I was talking about right after going down the
Oh no, yeah.
going down the backstretch. But
No, he
yeah,
didn't touch him there. But
yeah.
like I would have 100% drug his ass right into the wall on the front stretch. Like I'm taking you out with me. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna get the same kind of contact that I just got.
Mhm.
And Larson's a little too nice when it comes to that kind of stuff. But in the post race interview, Larson's tired of it.
Oh yeah, he was mad.
I been a fan of Larson since he was in the 42 and the 32 in the Xfinity series.
Yeah.
And I don't
Deserved it, but not really. But this one was like a whole different story. This one
yeah,
is
like
like, what did I do? Like, I didn't do anything to you.
right, and there's still 5 laps to go. I
Yeah.
could understand if it was on the final lap. If you're racing on the final lap, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's 5 to go. Denny's saying, "Oh, if I didn't make a move, I didn't have any shot." You had a shot. You were literally right there behind them every lap. You and Truex 100% had a shot. Well, Truex, I don't think Truex had a shot because he was terrible behind someone.
I personally thought Truex had the better car over Hamlin, but
Yeah,
clean air is just so important.
right. But
Yeah, it's like it don't matter what car you have. If you have clean air, you're winning.
right, clean air's king.
Yeah.
And you know, to like I understand when Priest spun off of two and
Yeah.
they didn't call the caution right away, but
Yeah.
literally the day before in the Xfinity race, someone spun off of turn two and it was out like that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. I would have rather seen Reddick win because Reddick had 4 tires at that point.
Yeah, he was coming up through the field. As soon as he got by Harvick, he was wide on Truex like the next lap or next
He
corner.
got yeah, he got Truex 2 corners later.
Mm.
You know, my headphone died.
But yeah, Truex, I thought he had the better call over Hamlin, but once once you get out front, you're there's gonna be nowhere to you're gonna be hard to catch.
Right. I mean, after the race, look, there's a reason that I titled this, uh, the Denny Hamlin villain arc. Like, look, if you are going to pull some bullshit in the race, Own up to your shit.
Yeah.
At this point, he will never win a championship. If he has a shot this season, he ain't winning it because people are just not going to allow him to. You know, like you can't keep playing the victim when you're the one that's causing all the shit.
Yeah.
And that's just all what he does. Like every single race, he's racing someone like shit. Like I don't really think there's any race this season where he hasn't raced someone like shit. At least once during the race. And at what point does Joe Gibbs get tired of shit? Because it's gonna come back to Joe. It's gonna come back to Joe. Because if people start wrecking him, it's costing Joe money and he's wrecking a bunch of cars. You know, and Larson may not be the guy that is just gonna dump him, but he's gonna mess with the wrong one, and the f around and find out is gonna wind up catching up to Denny. Like I want him to do it to Ross again. I want him to race Ross like garbage, just so I can watch Ross just be like, "F out of here, get out of my way," because Ross is the only one. I really feel like Ross is the only one that is just gonna straight up dump Denny if he does something stupid to him. I think Ross is the only one that has the balls to do it, honestly. Well, I know he drives for Denny. Bubba's gotten pretty tired of Denny's shit though. And that's his boss. And he's been tired of Denny's shit.
I think Truex even called out Hamlin on it too after the
Oh,
race.
yeah, Truex 100% called him out on it. Like, even your teammates are tired of your shit. Now, Truex, I don't really think he has much of a leg to stand on, because if we go back 1 week, we should have a team rule that if your teammate's leading, you can't wreck your car. Shut up, Truex. You literally had like half a second on the whole field. I don't want to hear your shit. Shut up. Stop crying.
Well, Logano and Lawson were both hanging in with him. He wasn't pulling away.
No, he wasn't pulling away at the end, but like the whole race, it was a Martin Truex Jr. snooze fest. Because 90% of the time when he wins a race, it's snooze fest. Like we all remember he led what 394 out of the 400 laps, the Coke 600 the one year.
392.
392. That's a boring race, and that was a boring race. That was an extremely boring race.
Mhm.
As a person, I think Denny is a cool dude. He's got a good personality. On the racetrack, his personality is hot garbage. He races like an ass. He plays the victim in every incident that's his fault. And then doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on we never made contact, even on his podcast. And I
Yeah.
watched the podcast, and even
Yeah.
he said it on the podcast, and they showed him the replay. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what?
I'm like, you still haven't owned up to it?
What is your problem, dude? Like, people would have way more respect for you if you owned up to your shit.
Yeah.
Like, Pocono is one of Denny's best tracks and one of the places that he has loved more than any of them. He has a ton of fans at Pocono. A ton of fans.
Well, maybe 90 more.
He probably doesn't have that many fans at all anymore. But because there's even fans that are getting tired of his shit. Which is and they're his fans that are tired.
Yeah, I got a league friend that who's a fan of Denny Hamlin, and he even said like I don't even condone that.
No, because you can't condone that. That's not, that's not a racing incident. That's not hard racing. That's just cleaning a guy out.
Yeah,
You know, like you should be ashamed of yourself for winning a race like that. Especially the fact that isn't isn't this guy right here like your best friend? Like, and you can't show him any kind of respect on the track? Like, he's he's becoming extremely two-faced. He's one of the dirtiest drivers that is in NASCAR right now. And like I've hated Hamlin on the track for years, pretty much since he signed up for that Bush race, legitimately just to wreck Brad.
yeah,
Like, first of all, he shouldn't have been allowed to sign up for that race because they knew that's why he signed up for it, because he signed up for a shitter team, which is crazy. The lengths that he goes to is ridiculous. But to do that to a guy that has rarely ever raced you dirty, and to just clean him the hell out and then cry about it and blame him for it? It's like, at what point are you finally going to realize that you're the problem? Because if you don't figure it out, other people are going to let you know. And you really want what happened to Noah Gragson to happen to you? Because that penis head haircut that Noah Gragson has got got fluffed up because Ross gave him a solid punch. And at some point, he's going to get rocked because people are just going to have enough. I mean, Ryan Priest, he seems to have an incident every week at this point. You know, like he needs he needs to probably get some sensitivity training or some kind of shit like that, because he's fast some races, he's not other races, and he has such a temper and such an anger problem. And this is coming from someone with an anger problem. He's got an anger problem, and he needs to get that under control, because I mean, yeah, I know McDowell kind of used him up and everything, but like, really, dude, you were racing for where? Just shut up, dude. Like, stop. Like, if if Denny makes the championship 4, he will not win the championship. I can see it happening. Honestly, if I'm Larson, I'll wait. I'll wait until then, and then I'll just use him up. I will go right into that interview, that post race interview. If I win the championship, second, third, I will go into it, because I won't be finishing fourth. I will go into that interview and I will literally give the same bullshit that he gives. I gave him a lane. I gave him more than a lane, and he chose to stay in the gas. And I don't care if I door the hell out of him or not. I gave him a lane. He chose to stay in the throttle. That's his fault. You know, the fact that Larson said that he probably just has to race him different now. Like, he's like, it's not going to ruin our friendship off the track, but on the track, I probably have to race him a lot different than how I'm normally racing. And I think the drivers in NASCAR are starting to realize that they have to start racing Denny the way he races them, because Denny just he has like there's no bounds that he'll go through. Nothing holds him back. He just does whatever the hell he wants and then says whatever the hell he wants. And yeah, I don't think that he would be able to get penalized for saying that, yeah, I made contact with him, because he didn't dump him. It wasn't like intentionally wrecking someone. But I mean, you could have at least admitted that you guys made contact. And even on your podcast, you still cannot admit that you made contact. That something's got to change with him, or he's not going to like the results, because it's everyone. Everyone's tired of his shit. Even his own teammates are tired of his shit. The driver that he hired to race for his team has been tired of his shit. Like, what are you gonna do, dude? You gotta fix it. Something's gotta give. I mean, I think I'm just probably gonna end that there, because the more I say, the less nice it's gonna be. Ty Gibbs continues to just impress me nonstop.
Yeah.
Stenhouse, I don't know where the hell he keeps coming from, but he keeps getting top tens out of nowhere. Burton, is that like his first top 10
That's his
of the
second.
season? Oh, it's the second?
Yeah, he finished sixth at Darlington in the spring.
Yeah, he has been the most lackluster person to ever come into NASCAR into a decent ride. Because Matt DiBenedetto literally had better stats every single season. Eric Jones, he's always seems to be getting up there and, finishing top 10, top 15. Chase Elliott, I mean, you finished 10th. Don't be proud of it.
I don't think he is.
No, I don't think he is either. Ross, I mean, he was nowhere all race. He got 13th, so that's pretty decent. Eric was 12th. Yeah, I mean, we can playoff picture here real quick.
It grew. The bowl widened out. I think McDowell is 17 points ahead of Almonding on the cutoff line.
Yeah, he's 17 points ahead of Allmendinger, and then Suarez 23 back, Ty 28 back. This one is close, because Bubba is 27 up, McDowell's 17 up, and then like there's five drivers that legitimately have a shot to make it and point their way.
Yeah.
Busher, Brad, Kevin, they're not missing it. I don't think that's even remotely close to possible. I don't care if someone wins. I don't care if someone wins the race. They're not missing, because you're not going to get five more winners, five new winners in the last 5 races of the regular season. I just can't see that happening. I mean, Ricky, he's going to be out for round 1. McDowell, round one.
if he gets there.
That's a big if. I think Ty Gibbs will make it.
My prediction for Ty, I had him winning a race and making it, but I don't see him making the playoffs.
I
Right now,
mean, Elliott. I mean, he literally gained 4 points after New Hampshire. He was 60
yeah,
back, and now he's 56 back.
yeah,
Unless he wins a race, it's not happening.
yeah,
Austin Dillon. I mean, he also had a penalty, but
yeah.
I mean, 30th. And let's be honest. I mean, one top five, five top tens is not making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Alex Bowman, he's not making it. I think if he wins it, he has a shot to win a race.
Yeah.
I think Richmond is probably one of the best shots that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with what, two road courses, or is there just one?
There's two.
Oh yeah, because it's Watkins Glen and the Indy Oval.
Yeah.
I mean, I think AJ wins the Indy Oval, and I think Larson wins Watkins Glen. Well, let's also remember Larson could win Richmond
Yeah.
because he did win Richmond.
Yeah.
You know, one of the drivers, like my favorite driver, I never expect him to win a short track
Yeah.
ever. I
Yeah.
just don't see it. But Martinsville, the least possible short track I ever expected him to win.
Yeah.
Richmond, never expected him to win Richmond. I mean, I knew he was good there,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't expect him to win.
Mm-hmm.
The start of North Wilkesboro, I was like, okay, he might win. And then once he got out into the lead, I was like, okay, well, everyone can just, you might as well all just park at this point because you're not catching
Yeah.
whatever. I don't look as big of a fan I am of Larson. I don't know how the hell that car was not illegal. I don't know how that car was legal. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Byron still has a realistic shot of winning the regular season championship. I really hope he does because I don't want Truex to get those points. That would that would definitely kill me a little bit inside. But yeah, I mean, with Richmond coming up, I mean, let's see. This will be the last part of the podcast. Oh yeah, that's right. Road America.
Yeah, for Xfinity.
Yeah, so it'll be Xfinity at Road America.
Cup and Trucks at Richmond.
Truck. I mean, let's just be honest. Zane. It's probably going to be Zane winning the race. Zane, it'll be. I have four. Zane, Eckes, Time, or Rhodes.
We also can't forget Matt Mills in the 51 this weekend.
Maybe. Might have a good race.
Yeah.
Xfinity, on the other hand, what's the entry? What does the entry list look like for that one?
Well, AJ's winning it.
Never mind. That's the winner.
Yeah, AJ's winning it. You got Sage Kim in the 24 for Sam Hunt. You got Stanton Barrett in the 35. Connor Mossack in the 19. Don't know who's in the 66.
I'll
Desperately.
definitely, I'll definitely go out on a limb and say possibly Parker.
Yeah. And plus, they did repave Road America this past year too.
Yeah, I did see that, and the Trackhouse owner currently has the track record. He set the track right. Justin Marks set the track record at Road America for, I think it was sports car.
Yeah, I think it was sports car.
I couldn't remember if it was IMSA or sports car. But yeah, that was. I watched that race. That was pretty good. He dominated that race. Truck. I mean, I said the truck, Xfinity. I mean, AJ. I cannot put anything away from AJ. AJ will win that race.
Yeah.
Cup at Richmond. Truex. Denny. Larson. Bowman. Byron.
Blaney.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Blaney pulling that out.
Harvick.
Harvick will be good. Yeah, I mean, there's probably 8 to 10 drivers that I could see winning that race.
Yeah.
Like, Cup is so hard to figure out because every week there's like 8 to 10 that could win it.
Mm-hmm.
But my 5, Larson, Truex, Hamlin. I'll go Byron. I want that 5th one to be a dark horse. Bush. I mean, he won Bristol last season. So, dude knows how to race on short tracks. RFK has been just massive this year.
Yeah.
They went from not being that good last season to legitimately being a championship contending team. Brad's fast every week. Busher's fast every week. If they can just continue to string good races together, both of them are going to win by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I like Brad. Brad's gotten a lot more mellow over the years. He's not, racing with his head up his ass. Still just this much salty after all these years. It's been what, 10 years since that incident?
With Jeff Gordon?
Yeah.
This year would be 9 years.
I knew it was either 9 or 10. I didn't know whether it was 2013 or 2014.
It was 2014.
I don't remember. Yeah, so 9 years. Yeah. Still that much salty about that one because that was his shot because he won Homestead. Gordon went and won Homestead that year.
No, he didn't.
Or was it the year before that he did?
It was 2012 he won Homestead.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, Harvick won 2014.
Yeah, that's right. He won the championship.
Yeah.
I just it'll be a fun weekend, isn't it? They're, uh, it's at 3. At least the truck race is a night race,
Yeah.
and oh, I mean it's all just practice and qualifying tomorrow, which I'm fine with. I'll watch it.
Yeah, for Xfinity.
And truck.
Yeah, but truck won't be on TV.
That doesn't stop me. All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We there. This one ran a little long, but we had a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited for Richmond. It'll be a good race. If it's hot in Richmond, which it's projected to be pretty warm in Richmond this weekend,
Yeah, it's supposed
then
to be
it'll
like
be
supposed to be like 100 degrees or something like that, like 110.
yeah, it'll be a really good race because it'll be hot, slick. There's not going to be a lot of grip, and it's actually going to be a racy short.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for Richmond, especially with it going to be hot. It should be a really good race. Um, Road America, it's either a really boring race or a really good race. So we'll see. If AJ starts on the pole, it's going to be a boring race because no one's going to touch him. You know, it is what it is. AJ is probably the best road course racer in NASCAR. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I know I did see a few people here.
Yeah.
Um, we will be back next week. It'll be Tuesday. It won't be Thursday this time. Had to This week was just because of actions detrimental. I wanted to see actions detrimental before I opened this. Before I did this, and I also needed time to slowly simmer down because if we would have done this on Monday, this thing would have been taken down. I would have said some shit that would not have been nice. Like I can say the word shit and ass, but I try not to throw the f bombs out there. And if we did this on Monday, it would have been f bomb, 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 f bomb the whole time. It would have been terrible because I was pissed.
Oh
But
man.
thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, probably 8:30. Do you 8:30?
Yeah, probably 8:30.
8:30. Between 8:30 and 9, we'll start it, and we'll be here next week. So thank you guys again so much. This has been the Slide Job, and we'll catch you guys later.
See ya.